Hello, today we're doing lesson 2.1, so it's our first lesson in our second chapter. Make sure you have a fresh pencil and your counters handy and some crayons. Write your name up at the top, please. And we're going to start on page 81. So our essential question for today is, how can you use matching and counting to compare sets with the same number of objects? So we're going to be looking at sets or groups that have the same number in them and how we can use matching and counting to compare. So we're going to place counters over the ones in the picture. So just like I'm doing here, find your counters and match them up just like they are in our 5 frames. We're going to trace the lines to match each counter from the top 5 frame to the bottom 5 frame. We're doing this to show that each one has a pair or a matching partner. So we're going to trace these lines down, show, alright, there's one yellow to match the one red there. These ones have a partner, these ones have a partner, and these ones have a partner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 reds and 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows. That's all we have to do for that first page. Easy peasy. So swipe it clean and flip to page 82. It's an 8 and a 2. So place a counter on each car in the set as you count them. So as we count them, we're going to be putting them on the cars. So let's watch how I do it. I have a couple in my hand ready to go. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you do that. Now we're going to move the counters to the 5 frame below the cars. Watch this. Count as you move them. 1, 2. If you need to use more than one finger, you can. 3, 4. Now we're going to draw our counters. So remember, as you do that, you have your pencil in one hand and your hand ready to pull the counters over here too. And as you pick it up, you draw your counter. As you pick it up, you draw your next counter. Pick up, draw, pick up, draw. So now we have a pencil counter to represent each of our red and yellow counters to match the cars. Now we're going to place a counter on each of our finger puppets below. So remember, get some in your hand, and I'm going to do these ones yellow just because I did the top ones red. But color does not matter too much today. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 finger puppets. Now we're going to move our counters to our 5 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to pick them up and draw them. Each step of this is helping us make a connection that objects represent numbers in a group, and then we can organize them to compare. So pick up 1 and draw your counter. Pick up and draw. Pick up and draw. We also do it this way. We pick up and draw because if we move them all and we're filling in counters, we might have to go back and start all over to remember how many we have. So we pick up one and draw as we go so we don't get all mixed up. Now we're going to look. We have these counters that each represent one of our objects. Is the number of objects in one set greater than, less than, or the same as the number of objects in the other set? How to compare, you might be able to just see this one, but we're going to draw our lines like we did on the first page because that's how we compare in kindergarten. So this top one has a partner. This one has a partner below. This one has a partner. And this one does. So, are either one of these groups larger than the other? No. Are they greater than? Are there any more? Larger, greater than? Those are all different ways we can say it. No, they each have a partner. Is anyone left out? Does anyone have less? No, they each have their partner. So we're going to say that they have the same number. We'll learn later about another word that means the same number. You might know it already. Next page, page 83, an 8 and a 3. We're going to look at the two sets of objects. Is the number of hats greater than, less than, or the same as the number of juice boxes? We're going to count how many hats and write the number. And then we're going to count how many juice boxes and write the number, okay? So let's count. Put your finger on this first red hat with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to write 5 on the line. Short neck, belly fat, Mr. 5 wears a hat. Now let's count our juice boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to count one more time because I want you to see whether I go up or down or over first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still got 5. So short neck, belly fat, Mr. 5 wears a hat. Now we have a 5 here and a 5 here. Are these numbers the same? Or is one greater than the other, or is one less than the other? They're the same, right? 5 and 5. That's the same number. Flip it to this page. 84, and 8 and 4. We're going to count how many buses. Let's count. Put your finger on the first bus and count with me. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to write the number on the line, but on the top line here, the one that lines up right with the buses. Around the tree, that's the way we make a 3. Now we're going to draw to show a set of counters that has the same number as the set of buses. So we want a set of counters that is the same as buses. So this is why when we're drawing, it's important to be nice and neat and have all our counters be the same size. That way we can compare them easier. So I'm going to draw a counter under this bus, a counter under this bus, and a counter under this bus. Because it says to draw a set of counters that has the same number as the set of buses. So we wanted to have the same. Can compare to show that each bus has a counter as a partner. And we're going to write our counters over here. 3. Because it's the same. 1, 2, 3. For number 4 in the blue flower, draw 2 sets that have the same number of objects shown in different ways. So I'm going to draw my first set. I'm going to draw a heart. I'm going to have 2 hearts in my first set. And then my next object is going to be a squiggly line. But the instructions say to draw 2 sets that have the same number of objects shown, but in different ways. So I know that I have 2 hearts, so I need to have the same number of squiggly lines. So I have to draw another squiggly line so they match. Now we're ready to go on to the next page. If you wanted, you could have 3 hearts, but you'd still have to do another squiggly line so they each have a partner. Now flip to page 85. This is your practice and homework for home. You're going to compare the sets. And is the number of dolphins greater than, less than, or the same as the number of turtles? Count how many dolphins and write the number on the line. Count how many turtles and write the number on the line. And then talk to somebody at home about the number of objects in each set. On the back page, you're going to count how many cars and write the number. And then below, you're going to draw to show a set of counters that has the same number as the set of cars. And then you're going to write that number on the line. For number 2 in the yellow sun, count and tell how many birds are in the cage and write the number on the line. And then for number 3 in the green leaf, trace the number. So what number is this? Trace the number and then tell how many counters you would place in the 5 frame to show that number. I can't tell you what number this is. You need to do the counters on your own to show me how many counters do we put in our 5 frame to represent this number. What number is that? And then send me a picture of this last page. Have a great day.